sounds of violence. We'll be making sweet love. You make me believe that this something is real. In my wildest dream, can this be something real? And if it's not real, I don't wanna wake up no more. Not real, I don't wanna wake up no more. 'Cause my do is real. My do is real.
Microphone check. Welcome to Club Shada episode 369. I hope everybody is good. I hope everybody is in their best feelings and behaviors. My name is Mr. Shada. And listen. I'm sorry that I'm only coming once a week, but my schedules are completely out of hand these days. But I'll be back to a normal thing when I can, because it is what it is. This show is brought to you by Shada, Gods of Good Fortune. Thanks to our stream royalty, Black Free Thinker, and of course all our sponsors. Look at how smooth this scrolling is. Hey, vraiment. Max Studio est doux. Yeah, listen, I hope everybody's doing great. Put the flags that you represent in the chat. We are right now on X, on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. And I see that there's somebody everywhere. So normally, everybody from each platform, at least 2 people from each platform, should put the flags of where they represent, or where they are, or where their girlfriend is, or where. Listen, how it works for you. Put the flags in the chat, but at least I need at least one representing from each platform. So I need somebody on X. Like, listen, the people from X, sometimes it's like 100 people from X watching and none of them comment. And I'm like, damn, these people. People on Twitch as well. They don't comment. They're just there watching. At least we have the YouTube and Facebook people. Yeah, anyway. Listen, I hope you're doing good. These bombers that I'm wearing, because I don't do promo enough, is from Shada, and this Kizomba military hat as well. And I have Kizomba, Zouk Kompa. I'm going to have my piano soul. I have to steal Bodhisattva's brand. I'm going to do a ancestral soul one because, yeah. Because money. Listen, speaking of the devil, here it is.
Man, this life is crazy bad.
Man, recentrez-vous un peu quand même sur... vous êtes...
Attends, je rallume le mieux. T'as toujours... Vous savez, voilà, c'est déjà mieux là.
Ah ouais, c'est autre chose quand même. C'est quand même un peu moins...
I forgot my laptop in the DJ satellite's car. So he's gonna bring it back to me in a bit.
All right.
So I might leave for like 2 minutes to take the laptop.
Damn. What a crazy life.
Anyways, let's just say that. Let's just keep it like that.
This is crazy. Listen, do you watch Brazilian television?
No.
Okay, first of all, how was Senegal?
It was great. Great time. It was short, but definitely good vibes always, man. Dakar is always a really, really nice energy. And, you know, more than ever, things happen in Africa. You have to be on the ground. You cannot be like, it's when you're there in the city that things are moving and it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah, definitely had a good time.
Nice. Do you watch Brazilian television?
No, I don't.
But you know Big Brother?
I watched it with you, the other day.
So listen, I want to talk to you about the craziness of Big Brother Brazil. So Interestingly, in this edition of BBB 24, so BBB 24 of in Global TV, that listen, I watched for the first time because I'm not reality show, but I watched like the whole thing from beginning till the victory of Davi, who was a guy who was very paralyzing, and 80% of the people in the house hated him, ostracized him, treated him like shit, and in the end, every person that had a problem with him got eliminated by the public. And
Interesting.
to me, this is not really like, okay, this is a usual story of the underdog, right? But what is super interesting here is the fact that outside of this, right, you have two women who, so everybody came with the house, like, for example, the Davi got in the house with 50 followers on Instagram, came out with 10 million. One girl came out with 5, 4, 3, etc., etc. The famous people already had followers, so they got a little more. Some of them doubled their followers, etc. Some people came out of this, they are canceled because of their attitude in the house. But I want to talk about two specific people that never got inside of the house, and they both made, one of them have now 6.6 million followers, and the other one has something like 4 million followers or 3.5 million followers. And those are the wives of two of the participants.
Mm-hmm.
The first is the wife of a guy called Lucas, who he was flirting. I mean, it seems like when you see from outside that he was flirting and salivating on one of the girls who was there. Mm-hmm. But nothing happened between them. But outside, he got canceled. So he came out of this. When he came out, he discovered that his wife divorced him because of him being way too after one of the girls who was there. Even if nothing happened, but for the world, listen, even if I was asking my wife, I was like, so what do you think? Yeah, of course he should be canceled. This is treason. I was like, he didn't even kiss the girl. There's women. There's a lots of forms of treason. Sometimes just the fact that of the intention is, I was like, all right. So his wife divorced him and left him while he's inside. So when he comes out, I think he arrived 4th. So when he gets eliminated, he comes out, discovers that, his wife of 15 years left him, and she's somebody that's not really on Instagram like that, but now she has millions of followers. She has a publicist. She's making publicity. She's making money, and she's saying, I don't need you, etc., etc. But then when he comes out, instead of talking together privately, the wife gets invited on a morning show the next day. So imagine, you've been with your wife for 15 years. She decides to leave you because of your attitude in the program, even if you didn't do something specifically, you were just maybe watching somebody too much. And she does a ton of interviews. She gets a lot of followers. And then she's always like very glamour everywhere. And then when you out now, you in your interview, she appears for the first time. You didn't talk to her the whole time. And now she arrives with no makeup, looking like a victim. And she's like, yeah, I thought you would have tried to talk to me. And she started crying. And now all the feminists that were in her comments, and you're talking about millions of people putting you pressure on you, saying like, yeah, why are you crying now? You're supposed to be happy without this motherfucker. And me, I'm like, they've been together for 15 years. Like, what do you guys know about their relationship? Why is everybody forcing people? First of all, you make people famous, right? With your following. So you make her famous with 4 million followers. And because you made her famous, you believe that you have the right to decide for her what she's going to do with her 15 years husband. And I mean, it makes no sense to me, but apparently it makes sense to the people. And then you have the second wife, the wife of David, who's the champion. And as he got followers, he's 21 years old, and he's with a woman that is 42. And I think even her son is 25. So already the situation is, I mean, age is nothing but a number, but for some people, but she says she's using the fame that he's getting to become famous too, and talk about the love they have for each other, how they met, etc. And everybody's starting to love the couple, even if, we don't know none of them. And David is there fighting in the house, winning, and he comes out the house with 10 million followers, but his wife comes out with 6.5 million followers. I mean, she doesn't come out the house. When he's out, she just becomes famous just because she's the wife of. She's the girlfriend, but they call each other husband and wife. So apparently as he was in there, she was signing a bunch of contracts with companies for, already preparing the after. And when he came out, he was like, yo, calm down. And like, I left you were like, you didn't like cameras, etc. All of a sudden you want to be like, I come out, you're a superstar. And when you come out, you're supposed to have somebody, and he designated his sister to be the one coming out when he goes out, and she came too, but it can only be one person. So she came, she got pissed because she's the wife of the champion, but she's not seen with the person, and the people who work with her, they want to sign a deal with him too, but they can't because whatever rules. And she decides to leave the guy.
Okay.
So now everybody hates the guy because they believe now that he made because he made 3 million in the process, because that's the price. So 3 million reals is around 700,000 euros. That's what he won for. So in Brazil, he's a millionaire now. And all of a sudden, you have in the 10 million following him, you have a bunch of them, because he arrived to 10 million point 6, and then he goes back down to 10 million because he loses 600,000 followers of people saying, yeah, I was rooting for you and you disappointed me. If you don't stay with Mani, his girlfriend, wife, if you don't stay with your girl, I'm unfollowing you. But she didn't win. She didn't even participate. She didn't suffer. She didn't do all the stuff to deserve anything. She's just, a lot of people just followed her because she was the girlfriend of that guy. And now you have social media putting pressure on everybody. Putting pressure, and because these people are millions of people that are commenting on what you do, commenting on the fact that you are it feels like you belong to a torcida, the people who are your fans. So, and my question that nobody's asking themselves is, listen, I've been famous and you've been famous for 20 years and me even more. People don't realize what it is. You go in a house 3 months before, nobody knew you. And 3 months after, you have 10 million people giving opinions and pushing and abusing the fact that they made you famous as if you owe them something. And nobody's realizing, like, 2 couples have been destroyed because of the fame and all that. And you see people in the comment being aggressive, insulting people. And me, I'm like, what do they owe you? Yes, he played a game. You voted. He won. You made a lot of... everybody got entertained. And there was a winner and it's over. What happened in their private life has nothing to do with all you. And people don't realize like how this can be dangerous for mental health. There's nothing worse than when you do a live and the other person is moving around. When I watch some lives, I always want to punch the person that is moving everywhere.
While you were eating, I didn't complain, so don't complain.
I'm complaining, I don't care. And then your internet is now internet village in downstairs. Your internet is horrible.
I'm just here. Continue, I'm listening. I'm here. I'm just looking at them.
Now the thing is, when you talk with this, because you moved, when you talk, we don't even hear you. That's the thing. Okay, call me back when you are.
Can you hear me now?
More or less.
Should be better. But let me back in literally 5 minutes.
Aye. Poleta, Theodore Chimanga, what up? How you doing, sir? Daniel Mukendi. So everybody's representing DRC and America here. What up? Emery, what it do? How you doing? I hope you're doing good. Yeah, so I was saying about BBB. People, listen, I see how you had couples destroyed and people getting their mental health destroyed because of fame. Just because of fame. Just because all these people are listen, fame is not something that you learn, because being famous, it comes with an emotional charge that you don't believe. Like, you have people that you don't know, that you've never seen in your life, right? That now are saying, I love you so much, when they don't know you, or I hate you so much because the fact that it's over with your girlfriend, and they don't know your girl, they don't know who she is, they don't know you, they don't know who you are. They just made up in their mind an idea of the ideal couple that you are, or maybe you never were. But Now, it's not 10 people. It's not 50 people. It's not 100 people. It's not 100,000 people. It's not 1,000,000 people. It's 10 million people that are just arguing with each other and commenting. And then you have blogs, and then you have all these commentary channels. Everybody has something to say about your relationship, about your character, about who you are. And most of them, they don't know you. And yeah, listen, because they voted for you to win or not, they really believe that you owe them something. Listen, the transaction is simple. I've been in a reality show for 3 months, and it was me and other people. And you guys were voting every week to see who lives. I was the last to leave. I won. Thank you. In exchange, you had entertainment. You could watch us, you could criticize us, you could talk about us. And now, I won. The 2 wives, they didn't do shit other than being the wives. And yeah, saying outside, yeah, please my husband, or he left me, and etc. I'm sorry, that's not a merit. They have no merit other than just being girlfriends or wives. They didn't go and be part of the game. So they didn't win the game. So listen, if it can be beneficial to them or to family members or to XYZ like it is, okay, cool. But they were not in the house anyway. So when I see all the craziness around this, I'm like, yo, this is how people become crazy. Why is this guy calling me? Hey, je suis live sur YouTube, laisse-moi tranquille. This guy. People. Yeah, so, yeah, what you think? Because, you know, there's something about fame that I really want to talk about. There's a lot of people who are not ready for fame. Listen, most people are not ready for fame. People all believe like, oh, if I was famous, I would do this, I would do that, I would have money, I would listen. I know some people who decide to leave music just because they were tired of being famous. Like, and there's some people who get hooked to the drug that is being famous, and they forget that what they were trying to do in the beginning was to make good music, to be a good painter, to be a great poet, to be a politician, to be a journalist, to be a great actor, etc., to make great movies, to like the purpose for a lot of people becomes being famous. And then when they are famous, they realize how horrible it can be, depending on how it works for you, or what is your entourage, or how was your education, or just how you can shield yourself from commentary from strangers. Listen, I'm like everybody. A bad comment can ruin my next 20-25 minutes, and I can continue thinking about it for 4-5 days intermittently, but I trained for a long time. Like anybody can say something, and you might listen. It might be 1,000 great comments, and then that one comment can ruin your day because listen, you have feelings like everybody. And people think that because you're famous, you stop being a human being. You stop having feelings. You stop having, you know, reaction to things, and you stop wanting to tell people to go fuck off when they say something stupid about you or something that is not true, or they judge you, or they say they love you a little too much, and you're like, com calma, Calabres. And I believe that it's because a lot of people, they forget what they came here for. Listen, personally, I never came here to be famous. I don't really care about being famous. I've been famous long enough that I understand what it is. I understand how to move. I understand that, yeah, from time to time, depending on where I go, the type of neighborhood I go, I might have to do photos, etc. So I'm ready, and I'm trained. I'm a trained professional. But a lot of people are not trained. They're not trained. They don't know how to react. Like, listen, if you imagine your Instagram with one comment that you don't like, somebody telling something stupid about you, judging you for whatever. Now imagine the same thing with 500 comments of people that don't know you, that's saying you, I hate you, I'm unfollowing you now. And listen, I have a trick that I use all the time, which is, it doesn't work with every person, because some people actually do pay your rent because they listen to your music on Spotify, and these people, we have a respect, but I have a different conversation for them. The people who just come to criticize you, but they actually don't do anything for you to make money, I remind myself all the time that these people, they don't pay my rent. So listen, if you don't pay my rent, your opinion actually doesn't count. It is an opinion. Cool. You have a right to have one, but it's yours. And I have a right to not be interested in your opinion, and I have a right to remove it from my page, my Instagram, my YouTube, my X, my Z. Now, if you want to have your own opinion and talk about it, go on your page, post your shit. Because I will block you, I will not see it. Now, if you have, and to me, I guess that, most people believe that their opinion, what is something is doing clicky noises. Your microphone is doing clicky noises. It stopped. Yeah, so as I was saying, some people really believe that their opinion is like so important and you need to see it, and you owe them to look at their opinion and to react to it, or to, and listen, they really believe that they're important. And when you tell them, listen, you can have any opinion but be respectful, they believe that because you're famous, you don't like criticism. Listen, talking shit and criticism are not the same thing. And the same way as you wouldn't want some stranger to call your phone to insult you, celebrities are the same. And it's even worse when people are famous for a week. They don't even know how to handle that. But then the people who are fans or followers or just people who don't even follow you and they just want to come and leave their opinion on things, these people, they believe that they're entitled to something. And they all have the same excuse. Yeah, but we made you famous. You? Are you sure? Are you sure it was you? Or maybe the guy on the side. And I have another thing. Because I had a conversation with an artist last week. And that artist was telling me that they had a hard time dealing with the people who believe they do criticism, but actually they are just being insulting. And whenever the artist replies that, listen, I don't do this to be insulted. Like, if you don't like what I do, just move. But the person told him, oh, I bought the CD, or, oh, I've been streaming the music, so I have the right to say something. And then, you artists, you don't want to listen to people when they, and I told that artist one simple thing. This thing here is completely wrong, because you have all these people who believe that because they are streaming your music and they are paying a part of your rent, that it means that they can talk to you the way they want. Or it means that you owe them something. No, my friends. Let's go back to the times of CDs, right? You take your 20 euros and you buy a CD. And it doesn't mean that you have the right to talk to me about anything or to give me your opinion or whatever. Listen, there is a transaction that is being done here. You take a CD, you buy it with your money, right? This is your transaction from you. You take your money and you give it to the artist or his record company or whatever. In exchange, you get music to listen to. If enough of you do this transaction, a byproduct might be that the artist become famous, or more people go and buy, etc. So thank you for that. And now you can go see concerts. But nowhere it is written that we owe you something extra, because the transaction is money in exchange for music, money in exchange for a show, money in exchange for a DJ set, money in exchange for bread, money, whatever. When you go to the bakery to buy some pain au chocolat, listen, if you didn't like the pain au chocolat, you can change bakeries. This is how as a client, you express the fact that you didn't like the croissant. You don't come back. That's it. You don't have to come every day to the bakery and say, I don't like your pain au chocolat. If you come one day, you say, I don't like your pain au chocolat, I'm going to be like, all right, peace. Buddy, you muted, huh? And if you don't like them, you can come once and say, I didn't really like the pain au chocolat, and be like, oh, damn, sorry, why? Like, criticism, maybe like this, the chocolate was too sugary. Okay, I'll try something different. Let me offer you something. You can do after clientele service, right? But if you start coming every day to my Instagram page, don't buy this, I'm just gonna block you. Oh, I have the right to talk. You are silencing me. Bro, I'm not silencing you. You can talk on the social networks. you can just not talk to me. And you can go buy your pain au chocolat in hell. So I really don't understand when all these people become bullies of people who are not even trained yet to what fame is, or even to people that are trained. And let me remind you, the transaction is not you buy my music so we become friends, or we become close enough that you can talk to me about my kids or about my relationship with my wife or what. This has nothing to do with you. I don't come because you bought my music. I don't come to your house to criticize the way you raise your kids. And these are the dangers of fame. People overstep the boundaries all the time. Listen, it was not a bad thing, right? Yesterday, I was with my mom at a shopping, and my mom just had a hip operation. So she just had hip surgery. She got a new hip. That's why I only go live once a week on Sundays, because the rest of the time I'm helping her out until she can walk normally again. So, 2 days ago, I decided to take her shopping. She was like, "Oh, I need to buy stuff so I can feel happy." And I said, "Spend money." I was like, "All right, everybody, listen, rich people stuff." So I'm walking with her, pushing her with her chair, and I'm with her and my wife. And so we are there looking for stuff. And there's a guy who arrived out of nowhere and say, "Oh my God, Kaysha, yo, listen, big fan." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." But he saw me pushing my mom with the chair. And I'm with my wife too. So, "Oh, can I take a quick photo?" "Yeah, of course." "Make it quick, I'm with my mom." The guy takes a pic. And now he wants to take another one. Okay, cool. And then he wants to tell me his life. How he listened to my music. What did I do? "Oh, I met my wife on your song. Wow, amazing, beautiful, lovely." Okay. And now he wants to hold my leg and talk to me about things we shop. Bro, send me a message on Instagram. And there's no malice there. I understand. It's an occasion to see a person that you enjoy their work. But I'm with my mom. Listen, when I'm with my mom or my kids, I'm in my private space, and you should learn how to respect that. So at a point, after probably 5 minutes listening to the guy, I'm like, "Hey, listen, I'm with my mom. I really have to go," because I'm respectful. I don't try to be rude to people. Go back to my mom, and my mom is like, "What did he want?" And I say, "Oh, he wanted a photo." And my mom is like, "He didn't see that you are with your mom and you are pushing her chair." And I'm like, and my mom was like, "Wow." And if I just told that guy, "Hey bro, listen, quick picture," take the picture and said, but I said, "Hey, sorry, I'm with my mom. I can't talk." Go. Maybe he would understand, or maybe he would send me, like it happened to me before, a long message on Instagram. "Yeah, never again. I will listen to your music. You were my hero, and you treat me like shit because and I would reply by blocking, because I don't have the time to explain to you good manners, education. And listen, yeah, a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that there's a price that comes with whatever fame you have. It can be the micro fame or listen, and not everybody is willing to sacrifice their mental health for fame. And a lot of people they don't understand it because they've never been famous, and they believe that being famous is like a gift they make to you. Now, being famous is a byproduct of you working hard on anything. Maybe you went to the moon, or you built a spaceship or an electric car, or you found you discovered a mathematical solution that cures something, or you on TV every day presenting the news for 20 years, and this is a byproduct of your work, and it comes with advantages and disadvantages. And most people talk to famous people as if it was just an advantage, and yeah, you're famous, so you have to accept like everything we say. And listen, hey, we are 500 people waiting for you to do a picture with all of us. So if you don't do all 500, at least 4 pictures, because of course we have to look at the picture, make sure it's good, and then take it again. If you don't do it, then you are ingrate. No, niggas. No. What do you think, buddy? You who's more famous than me. Urban Sweet Spot, what up?
Tu as muté mon micro, non?
Non, pas du tout. Tout le monde t'entend. C'est toi qui t'étais muté et tu es démuté.
Voilà, je pense que oui, la bonne you have a good reaction in the way. I think I understand for a lot of people who don't, because to be known and to be famous is two different things, you know. You're famous and a public figure, and you did. I mean, you did the right thing. Yes, you were with mom and madame, but fan is a fan, you know. And you don't know. Maybe that guy could have felt suicidal that day, and he met you, and you saved his life by just giving him 5 minutes of your time.
Sure.
And yes, it's annoying, but because you're with your mom, but you just never know what you bring to people, what you just give people by giving these 5 minutes of your precious time. So I just look at it as, of course, now if it adds up to like another 30 people that same day, then no, it's not possible. But it's one guy, man. It's like it's all right.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I didn't feel anything bad. It was just an example of the fact that you have, and you have to make that time sometimes in moments where
it's not possible.
It's not the time. For example, listen, when I'm with my daughter, I don't make that time. When I'm with my kids, listen, I want my kids to have a normal upbringing. Like, I understand my kids know that I sing, but I don't want them to feel that it's a burden for them. So if I'm at the shopping with my daughter, I'm not stopping to do photos with anybody. And I tell people, I'm so sorry, I'm with my daughter. Oh, it's okay, she can do photos with us. No, she can't. No, she can't. She's a kid. And all this, listen, hopefully we'll meet another time. You have to start putting your own boundaries to protect yourself and your family. Because for every nice person that you meet that you could disappoint, and tell them, listen, when I'm on a show, or if I'm alone and I have nothing else to do, I'm just chilling, listen, we can take 10 minutes to talk, and we can do photos with everybody. I don't care. You can be 10 people. I can do a photo of each person. I love it. I love giving back. But you have to also, for yourself, deciding rules that could actually disappoint people, but sometimes there's stuff that is more important, like the mental health of your kids or these things. I believe that this is something that is way more important than somebody being angry or not. Zion, what up?
I mean, yeah, again, I mean, let's also keep things in proportion, Papa Game. At the end of the day, it's not like, I think you're one of the most accessible
Yeah.
superstars in the genre. So, like, people are, when they see you, they're impressed, they love to, but they understand, they don't really bother you like they would bother
No,
some
no,
other artists who
no.
actually make themselves inaccessible on purpose. You're a very accessible guy. I mean,
Yeah.
anybody who knows where the area where you live in Lisbon, everybody knows you. Like everybody sees you with your etiquette. It's like
No,
it's not
it's
like
just
it's,
an
I
it's
think
just
that
an example.
in your case, you've managed to
Yeah.
make it
No.
actually less of a target because you are open to people.
Listen, it's not me the issue. Me, yeah. Listen, me, I've been famous long enough to understand how it works. But I'm talking about these people. They just came out of a reality show, right? And they go
Well,
from
then to my point where I understand what you're saying, but it's like again, it's a matter of how important you make yourself be.
yeah. But how do you know what to do, right? How do you know? Hey, Tokyo, nice. How do you make yourself whatever? If listen, 3 months ago you had 50 followers, and what you come out of confinement of reality show, and you have 10 million followers.
No, it's nothing prepares you for the 10 million followers, which is so super abstract. So it's like even your mind
Exactly.
can compute what it means, but then you can't also compute what it means to also have to deal with the contracts and the sponsors and everybody coming to you and you're the. So of course that guy is going to go through. He's probably going to lose all his money, whatever. I mean, I wish him the best, but it's very
Yeah.
likely that this guy's going to fucking lose everything.
Especially that he's 21.
Exactamundo. So it's a recipe for disaster. But with that being said, I believe that we can attest as you have been more famous than me, or more famous, definitely more famous and famous longer than I have been. But the little fame or little exposure or presence that I personally have, man, I've heard so many people tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do that." And it's like at the end of the day, when you start, it can be terrifying because you don't know how to move anymore. Because it's like, "Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't say this." Like, but then you still are a human being, so you have to learn to be poker face. It's a process, man. It's a process, and also it also becomes. I think again in our cases we are not necessarily the best of examples because we've been known since we were kids. I mean,
Yeah.
up to our parents,
Yeah.
and the sons of, the grandsons of, whatever. It's like, I mean, it's a different kind of like, notoriety, but
Yeah.
girls have been feeling us for quite some time.
Damn. Sorry.
Désolé.
So
Man, no, it's not easy, man.
there's something I want to touch on, and I think it's an important conversation that I'm probably gonna have with a lot of artists because I see a lot of zouk singers and singers in general that are losing their head. Listen,
DJs too, man. DJs.
I don't know if it's 2020, the COVID part, but a lot of people lost their mind.
100%.
A lot of people like mentally got
Effed up.
Jujuzão. What it do? I hope you are not listening to us naked. You have to start having an etiquette of how you watch because you also have to respect us. So as I was saying, I believe that a lot of people are not prepared for this job.
Are not or are prepared.
Are not.
Okay.
DJs, artists, singers, rappers, beat makers, whatever. A lot of people, they choose this this job, entertainer, because they are artists and they want to make a living from their art. So it becomes their job. And they don't treat it like a job because they continue to treat it like a hobby, or they continue to treat it as a passion. And it's a business. And I see a lot of artists after 10 years in the game, 20 years in the game, 35 years in the game. People who started very early, people who started late. I see a lot of people who are damaged from the game because of, interaction with other humans, because of not understanding why the public stops loving them or just gets used to them, and they are not as excited as to see you as they used to be. Or maybe you used to have shows with 5,000 people and now it's only 500 people. Like, a lot of people, they were not ready for the longevity in music. Or a lot of people I'm not gonna say. A lot of people represent. She's back. A lot of people are not. They are not built for this on a long term. Listen, a lot of people, they're not even ready to have a hit. Because surviving a hit, it's even worse than not having a hit. If you never know what it is to have a hit, you are dreaming and you're working and you're working, and maybe you make a little name for yourself, and then you grow and you grow and you grow. You have people, you do shows, you have a great career without a hits, but you never become famous. You always keep a job on the side, so you keep having a balanced life, and you know. But when you have a hit song, all of a sudden the people, they are looking at your song after they hit differently. They're like, hey, it's not a hit. But it's a good song? Yeah, but it's not a hit. Huh? I'll have to do hits all the time now? Yeah. If it's not a hit, we don't. And all of a sudden, your relationship with the radios change. Your relationship with the promoters change. Your relationship with your managers changes. Everybody's saying, yeah, you need a hit. And you're like, what? No, I want to make music. No, you have to do hits. Because it's business now. It's only business. And the fans are worse, because they're like, yeah, it's a good song, but hey, you didn't promote it well or whatever. And you're like, and you have to think to yourself, like, okay, why do I do this for? Am I running after hits, or I'm working on building a catalog, or I'm just enjoying my art, and I don't want to, be forced into doing commercial things to make money. And at the same time, you have to find the balance in all that. And a lot of people, they don't ask themselves these questions. They just want to be loved the same way they used to be loved 20 years ago, when most of the people who were 15, 14, 20 years ago are now 34, 35, 40, 50. And they have other things to do. They have husbands, they have women, they have children, they have a job, they have other things that divert them from the obsession they had on the celebrities they loved.
But also, I think it's a common sense thing. It's like, no relationship is gonna have spark all the time. You gotta understand there's gonna be a phase that goes a little bit down, and then it's gonna pick itself back up, But when it goes down is when you actually have to be the strongest, And it's like, but at the same time, okay, it's like you've got to go through it in order to understand it.
You said something very important. You said it's a common sense thing.
Yeah.
95% of the artists I know have zero common sense. I'm sorry. Like,
Absolutely zero common sense. I agree.
there's a lot of people, they are super talented, and that's it. They have like, or they have an amazing voice and ability to create nice melodies, and that's it. Other than that, no common sense, no business sense, no long-term vision, no long-term strategies. They just believe that I'm an amazing singer, so I deserve to make it. Yeah, but you in the market with other amazing singers or less amazing singers but that have better melodies, or people that can't sing but they know how to use an auto tune or AI or whatever. In the end, the market decides. In the end, people have, back in the days they had money and they had to choose what they buy. Now they have 24 hours, and in these 24 hours they decide what they listen to, or they what playlist they play. And you cannot be frustrated by that. You have to understand how it works, so you can understand where do you put yourself in there. What is going to be your strategy for that? How you going to release, how you going to move in social media, and how you going to use social media to your benefit. And most of these people, they don't use social media to their benefit. They only use social media to either promote or complain about their greatness and what they deserve. And to me, it creates a bunch of broken people.
But is it the social media not that creates a bunch of broken people, or we now
It's the
have
game.
a new way of displaying our brokenness to the world and try to gain sympathy and eventually, create traffic and buzz around the fact that, people may feel pitiful or, I think there's a sense of manipulation of emotions here that, uh, as you said
Of
rightly,
course.
I think COVID really exacerbated that aspect big time. I mean, um, people break down, and I guess it's the new form of communication. So we should. I mean, I'm pretty sure your daughter and anybody's kids who've grown with this technology will not be shocked by the fact of seeing people,
Cry on the internet.
yeah, and like expressing emotions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like completely like why are you even shaming somebody for that? Whereas for us, it's like, dude, like have a little bit of intimacy. It's again, it's like back in the days when people were crying on TV, it was looked at as weird. Whereas now it's like, it shows the public loves that,
Emotion.
emotion. So I
Eh,
think,
It's interesting. There's a saying that I saw on Instagram today that I found very interesting. It was back in the days, people wrote their lives on little books, their journal, and they would kill you if you found their journal. And nowadays, c'est journal à ciel ouvert. Everybody's just talking to strangers. And they value the opinions of strangers more than the values of their mothers.
yeah,
I always valued the opinion of my mother and my close circle 100 times more than people that I don't know. And the moment I put music out in the world, of course I was anxious to know. Do they love it? Do they buy it? What do they think of my work? Am I going in is the direction that I'm going is something they like, or is it gonna be like, am I gonna continue in a direction that is niche, or am I gonna change because of what they say? That it's an ecosystem. But the first thing I said to myself before ever opening a bulletin board, a discussion on the internet back in '98 was, these are strangers and it's just opinions. And most people, most people that are lovers of your creations are silent.
True.
Most of the people, they enjoy in silence, and they don't see the point of coming and telling you, oh, we love it. They already gave you their money and the transaction is done. They don't feel forced to go and put a heart or whatever, or maybe after a point, like, because I get people telling me all the time, like this guy I met when I was with my mom, and he was like, oh, listen, this is our first dance, and when we got married, this was your song. So I was like, oh wow. Like, so because he was saying so many beautiful things, I have to take care of my mom, which is more important, but at the same time I have to let him say these beautiful things because my songs matters. They matter to his life. And I have so many people telling me this, like, yo, listen, your song saved my life. Oh, this song did this. Oh, I met this. Oh, my daughter was conceived. Oh, my daughter was born. Oh, listen, my kids love On Dit Quoi. Like, I was 9 years old when this came out. Oh, listen, this was my uncle's favorite song, and he's not with us anymore. So listen, I received so many beautiful messages, and you have to enjoy them, but you have to understand that when you receive one negative message, it is just one drop in the sea of beautiful messages.
Yeah.
But at the same time, mental health, sometimes that message gonna catch you off guard because what they say is not even true. I'm gonna give you an example. I just posted a video today of a kid doing what we call cow blowing. So for the cow to produce milk in these countries, they have to blow in their butt, I guess, or to put gas in there, and they do it manually with their mouth, right? And it's a practice in poorer country where to make the cow believe that it is pregnant, so it produces milk. So they cheating with nature. So I posted that as a Pona why, and after that I was just like, how do I unsee this, right? Nothing special. I didn't laugh. I was just like, wow, what did I see? So, lots of comments as always. Everybody enjoying, and then a friend of mine actually, who's a comic, said she explained. She did a long text. Nawel Madani, she did a long text about what it is for the people who don't know. It's cool. Okay. And her comment got a lot of traction. And a lot of people were like, wow, amazing. I didn't know that. And me, I was like, yes, exactly. Because I knew what it is. I knew what they were doing, but I was just doing my entertaining. And then you have one person in there saying, yeah, you see, look at this rich guy making fun of poor people. And me, I was like, first of all, I never laughed. And I mean, I didn't care about the comment that much because I'm trained. But this is the type of comment that can trigger you. And that can, where you like, wait, you can't have fun. You can't like, can't you like, and after I see this comment, I was like, I was not annoyed. I was just like, oh, do I block that person? Like, she doesn't even follow me. So why you here with your comment? I don't care. Like, why don't you just stay on the rest of the internet? And then a friend of ours sent me this. Wait. Oh, wait. I have to screenshot it. Wait. I cannot see, but you're going to recognize the friend because you introduced me to him. So let me take a screenshot of the comment so that I'm about to. Yeah, we're almost done. So look, he sent me. You're gonna tell me. You're gonna know who it is from the screenshot. Let me not put his name. Do you know who it is?
Why? Oh putain, c'est malade ce mec.
I replied, "Oh Lord," and he made my day. And I was like, "You see,
Oh putain. Il faudrait que tu dises off qui c'est. Je crois que savoir qui c'est. Il faudrait que tu dises qui c'est après en off.
I'm just gonna tell you, four Indians."
I can so see that.
This guy's crazy.
You know what? Talking about mental health, laughing is really good for mental health, man. Anything that can make you laugh is, really
Exactly.
and flow in
And
the system.
and that's the thing. You here talking about and trying to have fun, like making a light of things, or and it's okay. And then you're always gonna have that one person that can't take a laugh, or can laugh about some things, but other things they refuse to. And then now they want to judge you, or they want to unfollow you, or they and you're like, yo, listen, stay away, stay away. What it do, Michelle?
Good things, good things. Non, mais en tout cas, c'est vrai que the mental health, I mean, the topic is really deep. I mean, I have to honestly
Yeah.
say that as far as I'm personally concerned, um,
Did music affect your mental health?
yeah, the industry definitely. I mean, look,
The
man,
industry.
music has always been my salvation. But the truth is, if I'm being very honest, it has somehow affected my inspiration as well because the industry, you know, coming from the sound, from not from the sound, but coming from where we come from, we believe in people we love. We are loving. I think by nature, our nature is to embrace others, and in the music industry, in the music world, artists have a tendency to be like, "Oh, brother, sister, love, da da da." So you really believe in these things, and then you start getting this disillusion, and you start really realizing that this is a business. Da, da, da. You go through all the phases and processes, and all of that is okay and normal. But as far as I'm concerned, I think that nobody can mess with longevity. So hands down, I mean, our longevity speaks volume and is untouchable, no matter what as anyone has to say or whatever. But eventually, you get exhausted. Eventually, you reach a point where you become cynical about this whole thing, and it's like, you know what? The only thing pure about this is the art, but the rest, well, it's never meant to be pure, anyways. It's a business, but business doesn't have to be necessarily dirty. And I think that this whole concept that business is dirty, money is dirty, is bullshit, because you can do a lot of beautiful things. It's just that there's very ill-intentioned people, and also people with carrying their own traumas and own mental issues into the business, affecting the quality and the good development of a business environment where it can be, fruitful for everyone. We can all win. Why does it has to be the way it's like, oh, yeah, I win more than you? Well, okay, if you've done more than me, sure enough. But as long as there is context and there is a sort of like environment that allows for um, practices that really encourage just I would say better etiquette. Um, it's something that could actually help a lot. But me, as far as I'm concerned, if I'm being honest, I'm at a phase of my career now where I've grown out of it, man. And I don't think it's a secret. Maybe some people see, maybe some people don't, but you know, It is clear I'm not as present online as I used to. I'm not doing as many stories as I used to because I don't see really the point anymore. I mean, you know, if I'm being transparent, it has affected me to the point where I'm just like, you know what is all this about? And I'm centering and focusing my energy on just the art form itself while building the business side of things, but not trying to get mingled into the politicking and the clans and all of that. I'm completely out of that. I, I stay in my corner. I do me, and as the past look at the past year, what happened with the whole scandal with these guys here in Portugal, how that affected my business, and it's like you realize, like, look, man, sometimes you want to be like, yeah, I'm gonna fight for my people, I'm gonna go and be the martyr, but then you end up being alone, and nobody really cares when shit hits the fan for you. Nobody even try to call you and say, hey, man, we see. So yeah, you know what? You learn, and to be honest with you, I it affected my mental health in different phases, but I would say that going, or at least overcoming the negative aspect of the mental health impact, it has strengthened my mental health. It has enhanced and sharpened my vision and understanding of the business. So I am no longer emotional about the business. I'm no longer feeling a certain way about it. I'm like, okay, it is what it is, and let me live it. Whatever annoys me and doesn't add to my life, you're gonna leave. The rest, I'm embracing, and I think that it's the beauty of, as you said, that sometimes just also allowing yourself to go through the thick of it. Sometimes allowing yourself to just go through that, hitting the rock bottom and just kicking yourself back up. The journey is hard, but it's a necessary passage. The Black Forest, as you like to call it, the passage dans la forêt noire. And I think it's an empowering passage. It's a ritual. It's a rite of passage as well.
Yeah, it is. I have you know, I do believe that most people are they're not equipped. They're not equipped for these things because you know when you go online, right? And whatever you decide to do. Listen, the last 10 years, okay, listen, I didn't know that something going on would that DJ Benji Mix and Just Gertie, G Mix and Jello Keys would do a remix of something going on that would change the course of my businesses and all of a sudden I would have shows lining up and lot of streams and like a TikTok banger, right? But even before that, I was comfortable financially, and I was trying slowly and with a certain tranquility heading toward retirement as a performer.
Yeah,
And
many times.
for a long time, I was just like, listen, I do one show every year, one wedding here, one thing here, and it's okay because I make more money than when I was touring a lot. So I was saying to myself, I successfully transitioned in the last 10 years. And my wife was telling me this. She was telling me, hey, 10 years ago when we met, you were in a plane every 4 days. And you were always going and coming and going and coming. And then when we started moving together, you were always like living 2 days, coming back, going to places. And now you don't travel. You don't travel for shows. You only travel for holidays or to see your kids, like for your son, and or see your friends in Paris or your family. And I was like, yeah, because I always knew that this moment would come, and I prepared myself for the transition 20 years ago, because when I had my first hit, I said to myself, it might be the last. Then I had a second one, then a third one, then a fourth one, then a fifth one, then a sixth one, 7, 8, 9, 10, then more hits in more countries and more and more. And then I was like, 20 years later, I was like, wow, we are in 2015. I live in Portugal now and still doing some shows, but it's going less and less, and at the same time I was, as I'm redoing my sushiraw.com website, I'm reposting every single release that I did, and I realized the sheer amount of work that I did the last 10 years to pivot. Bro, I released like 1,000 singles, remixes, compilations, releases. Like, I did the work of a small independent label with 6-7 people that work there, plus like I did all these by myself.
Yep.
And that's why I don't have mental health problem with the idea of not being famous anymore or not being called to do shows anymore, because I've been prepared for a long time. I've been prepared financially to make the same amount of money that when I was performing 3-4 times a month. I'm making 2-3 times this money, but I was making the same amount of money more or less already 10 years ago.
Yeah, but don't you think that this is
Wait, let me just arrive there. And when I go online, I get people all the time telling me, "Oh, we don't see you anymore. Are you alive? Hey, what? Oh, like no more new songs. Like, where were you?" And that's where you're like, "Wait, I'm doing a single every week." And this, if I was not prepared and I would not understand how the people work, right? Because to me, it's this. Every day I have one person telling me, "Why did you stop making music?" And at the same time, if you go to my Spotify, what do you see? You see that I have 1.4 million people listening to me.
monthly, s'il vous plaît.
Monthly. So I pivoted also my listenership. And I understand that the people who come to me and say, "Oh, where were you?" are the people that are not, and they're not where I am now. So they know my old song, etc., but they might not know my new song, my new albums. And I'm fine with that, because I understand that you cannot be, if you move from one niche to another. I mean, 1,000,004 is starting to be less niche, but if you move from one niche to another, you still lose the people from the other niche, and you have to know how to handle that. If you have 3,000 fans and now you have 3,000 new fans, the old 3,000 might start telling you, "Hey, where are you?" And you have to know how to handle that. If not, you're gonna want to prove to the people that you can go perform, and then that's when you start doing mistakes. And yeah, I say this to say that a lot of people, they didn't think all this through. And they don't have people around them to think it through too. The people around them have no clue what they're doing, the same way as them themselves have no clue what they're doing. That's the problem with a lot of artists. They have a bad entourage that have no clue where they are. They cannot tell the truth to the people. This is where you are in your career. This is what is happening. So this is where we have to go, or there, or there, or there, or there. Yeah, but I want to go there, back in the days. This is not an option. You have to be able to tell this to people. And nobody is there telling them. So they go crazy.
You know, listening. This is clicking something interesting. I think there's different pathways for different people. Some people like yourself were very smart. Um, you had a sense and a knack for certain things, as well as a curiosity for matters of money. You studied, because people don't maybe not may not know, but you have studied at university level. You have a very high degree, and you understand economics, obviously, as a result of those acquired knowledge. In, in other words, this pathway allowed you to early on sort of understand how money works. Intellectually, scholastically, etc. Some people understand how money works uh, because they know how to hustle. They know how to flip things and make things happen. It's a different kind of intelligence. But the problem is that way of doing things is you may know how to make money, but you usually don't necessarily know how to keep it, or you don't necessarily have the knowledge to know to actually fructify the money and also make sure that you have a nice cushion when things go bad. And then you have those who unfortunately didn't have do have the don't have the knowledge of how to make the money, have the passion, have the skill, have the capacity, and then learn the hard way, and eventually may find themselves a little later than others in the hole, but end up learning, and probably even just like that guy from that BBB show, end up being the one in the end winning it all because you don't have a head start. You didn't go to school for that. You didn't necessarily, you know what I mean? Okay, you go with a lot of challenges and disadvantages, but if you're smart and surrounded by the right people, which is what you just emphasized upon, smarter than you, and you're able to learn fast, I think you can catch up in a rather short amount of time. At least if you in your 40s, for example, and it's only in your 40s that you're waking up to these things, you got a good 10 years to catch up and fructify and solidify your future. And even in your 50s, I mean, you can do that anytime. It's just you just got to have the will and know how to surround yourself. And I think that's, again, if you don't have the knowledge, surround yourself with people who have that knowledge and who see a common vision and also want to help you build your dream and vice versa. I think it has to be a win-win situation, because somebody might not necessarily have the astuteness of maybe managing money, but they might have other sorts of senses, and we all complete one another. And as you said, it's really about learning to trust your gut feeling, but also learning to sometimes go against the comfort zone and discovering other avenues with people who know more than you, who will actually challenge your preconceived idea about a given situation, especially when it comes to money. I mean, I didn't know, for example, that money in the bank was losing value over time. I had no idea that it was possible. For me, money in the bank was the safest thing. That's what it had to be. But money does lose its value, and it's extremely complex. It's very difficult to understand when you've not learned about it. So you gotta, yeah, those are simple things, but and also people are ashamed to admit to certain shortcomings. People feel like they might be ostracized or made fun of. But look, I think that any man or a woman who make fun of another person because of them admitting to their shortcomings are idiots, because at the end of the day, it takes courage and it takes also honesty and will to learn when you're able to admit to your shortcomings and be like, "Look, I'm not good at this. Can you help?" I would rather do that. I would have somebody like that 10 times more than somebody who acts like they know. Then you have to literally ridicule them so that they end up saying, "Yeah, I didn't know."
They're the worst, and they're the ones that speak the most.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah. Now, listen, it's a long conversation, and I believe that it's a conversation that could be done in in a few episodes, and with everything that I'm seeing, like I'm really. And this is I was having a conversation with a friend, an artist, and she was telling me, "Oh, at the same time, mental health. Sometimes you need to have the right grounds to grow mental health. Like a lot of people are fragile already, and that what you go through as a person who you don't. Some people, they want to be on the limelight. Others, they don't. They just want to really make good music. They just want to create something beautiful or just express their feeling, and then it becomes a hit, and now they're in the limelight. And a lot of people are not prepared to this, because they didn't even think about that. They didn't even know that this song would become a generational hit. You don't know when you're doing it what's gonna happen. So a lot of time you have to all of a sudden deal with people who love you and people who hate you. And you don't understand. Listen, me personally, for a long time, because I'm so Cartesian, I'm such an analytic person, that when somebody tell me I love you, I'm like, do they understand what love is? Like, I'm always like, no, you like my music. Yeah, but your music came for you, so I love you. So most of the time I say thank you so much. But in my head, I'm like, you don't love me, you don't know me. And then when people say, I hate you, or I hate him, I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, yeah, you're here with your glasses thinking that you all that. And I'm like, why do you care? I was in the club, I saw you when you were there with your glasses and chicks. Why were you looking at me? Like, to me, I have such a possibility to just analyze things that I don't take those things as, listen, I have 1 million followers on Facebook. I have 1.4 million people listening to me on Spotify. I have another probably 300,000 or 400,000 on Apple Music and the other platforms. I have 180,000 followers on Instagram, 150,000 on TikTok, 50,000 on Twitter, etc., etc. And I've sang for countless amount of people. And to me, those numbers are very abstract. 1.4 million people, that's a lot of people. But at the same time, it's very abstract. And in these people, you have people who, they enjoy your music, but they don't know you. Or they listen to your music, but they don't know. They might listen to that one song, and the rest is in a playlist. Or some of them are your super fans, and they really enjoy your work and they've been supporting your work for 20, 30 years. They've been paying your rent for 30 years. And others, they don't like you. And for a long time, I was asking myself, and listen, I was losing sleep over this. I was like, he doesn't like me? What did I do to him? Why? And listen, I would meet people. I'd be like, what did I do to you? Like, why don't you like me? And sometimes just some stupid reason. A girl or this, or I saw you and you think you all that or whatever. And you're like, that's not a reason to hate somebody. So all this is it's kind of out of hands. And as long as you can put it back to a human level and understand that in this multitude of people listening, like, bro, 1.4 million people listen to my music every month. 1.4 million. Bro, you remember when we were celebrating 1 million? And now it's 1.4 million people around the world.
Mon cher, moi, je m'envole quand c'était 500 000, mon cher. C'était déjà. Hey! Donc, imagine-toi.
But now, for your own mental health, you need to just appreciate it and not go crazy about it, because you can wake up tomorrow and it went down to 1.2 million or back to 800,000, because people, listeners they come and go, and you have to be very careful so that it going up or down doesn't affect you, because at the end of the day, Spotify is a business. Your art is your creation, but inside of the platforms, all this it's a business, and people are renting your time. They are renting your songs. And good, how do I make these 1.2 million 3 million? That is what I'm interested in, and not, oh my god, all these people, I have to please them, I have to, because that's how, you fuck it up for yourself. Oh, I think I lost control of my mouse. How do I finish the live if I lost control of my mouse?
Ah bon? Moi, c'est la batterie, peut-être.
Ah, maybe. I don't know. I might have Bluetooth issues. Let me put my thing on charge. Yeah, go ahead while Mom. Let me turn off the trackpad. I always have an extra.
I think that at the end of the day, all of these numbers and all of that, it's also a lot of pressure for the mental health. It's
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's not that relevant if you think about it. But it is in a world of in a mercantile world. It is, but in the end, if you really strip things back to absolute, like, the absolute essentials, what is the most important is that you have a good hygiene in life, a good
Yeah.
spirituality, you have good friends, good people around you,
Mm-hmm.
people that ground you, that make you help you stay, connected to simple things,
Yes.
simple things. Sometimes just cleaning your swimming pool or cutting the grass or going for a walk. Those little details, or
Yeah.
just good conversations between friends, on a terrace or whatever. Just
Yeah.
learning to bond with very simple things in life, procure more stability than any of these things, because this pursuit for numbers, this pursuit for streams, and I say that because at a certain point, and I think I can always do better, but at a certain point, looking at the numbers and everything, and I was like, I'm doing too more than I can actually, it's too much. I'm already a lot. I mean, as you know, we are one man operations, man. We
Mm-hmm.
you and I do the job of like 9 people at least, and and sometimes you gotta call up on some of the jobs we do, and it's like 9 people's job. Yeah, people don't even realize because it's abstract for a lot of people. They can't quantify. We work over 36 hours per day.
I work all Sunday.
24 hours. We work more than we sleep,
Yeah.
and that's what people don't understand. It's like, yeah, but it's not good. You should rest. Well, I mean, shit. Yeah, okay. Well,
Pay my rent then.
no. And it's like, oh, it's like Do you realize that even you achieving those numbers, it's nights and days of hours of work studies, analysis, trials and errors, and people only see the
Years.
stuff. They don't see the. I mean, we are together for a long time. I know how you work. I know the trials and errors. Not everything worked out, and then we've had a lot of tests that people don't know of, but they only see that the $300,000 you made with crypto.com, selling your NFTs. They don't see all the work it took to get there. Yeah, but it was fast. No, it wasn't fast. It so happened that it's incredible, man. But at the end of the day, it's also part of the magic of what we do. It's like we're able to do so many things, and that's also what I think impeaches us to truly be completely affected mentally because our minds are too busy working anyways. And we do have, I think, an overall good hygiene overall with the kind of people we surround ourselves with. So I think even in tough times, I mean, 2 years ago I lost my mother and all of that. All of these things are very traumatizing. There are moments that are not easy, but all in all, I never really had a moment. I had moments where I felt like I was going to drop everything, and then yeah, 2 days after I was back on my feet. But it was a moment. You gotta accept the moment. It's okay. And you gotta have people around you to be like, hey, it's okay. Take. It's all right. You're gonna be all right. Don't drop the ball. And you're like, yeah, you're right. Pick it back up. That's it, man. But and it's sad when you hear people who don't have that around them. It's sad when you hear people that have no real friends, have no people who truly are, especially, funny enough, especially rich people, man. There are some really decent human beings, but they're not surrounded, or they don't know how to surround themselves with decent beings.
It is, one of my obsessions when when I got famous. I mean, when I got famous from music, was to be able to read enough people to be careful about my circles and who I was surrounding myself with, who I let around me, and who I choose to in the shadows protect me from some people. There's a part of luck, but there's a part of you don't know why people are around you. And the more famous you get, the more money you have, the more you have new friends or new people that are trying to be potential friends. And I'm always nervous with anybody that want to be more than I intend them to be. I'm very nervous about that. Always. Like, I don't like new friends or anybody that new beat makers, new artists that are around me, like anybody that wants to go fast, too fast, like anybody that talks to me as if we were working for 20 years when we just did one track together. I'm very, at least something I learned to do is I tell them clearly, hey, listen, my friendships, my business friendships too, my artistic friendships, everything is earned with time. Only time tells you what people's true intentions are. And not in a week you can say, oh, this person is my best friend. Not in a year. You need 5 years to really know people, what are the intentions. And you also have to understand that these intentions might change. And I see so many artists, they barely make it, and then all of a sudden they change their entourage, they change the people they work with, they change l'équipe qui gagne, and you're like, what are they doing? And then after 10, 15 years, there's nothing shocking about what they become, because I can see them like in their actions. Some people, they're not ready. It is what it is.
It's that time, man.
Thank you, Marie-Ange. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to go dinner, but I'm going to call Jair to see what he's doing. Thank you so much, Marie-Ange. Thank you, thank you, thank you. MJ, oh, wait. Mr. Simmons, what up? Much love. Thanks for passing by.
Bless.
MJ, what up?
Jiwe Moto. Greetings, brother.
MJ Wimoto is doing 2 albums
Wow. Congratulations.
because of me connecting him with two great minds. So there's 2 albums coming out of that. So I'm really proud of my diabolical way of connecting the right people together. So that's beautiful. So go check out MJ Wimoto and Waitaka's album, and you have the upcoming Car Ride #3 with Lil Maro. So those are beautiful tracks. All right, brother. I said 50 minutes. It's been an hour and 46 because it's a very interesting subject, and I believe that I would love for you to connect me with somebody that is in the mental health realms, because I think it would be an amazing conversation with somebody that is really like a psychologist or people who really understand these
But
matters.
I do have people who do a lot of like, you know, uh, healing and spiritual, more maybe more of the c'est quoi le terme là qu'ils aiment beaucoup utiliser en ce moment là? C'est le comment tu appelles ça? Yes, but I got you. Yeah, I'll connect you. There's 2 or 3 people I can think of.
I mean, I'm sure there's people. I believe that I want to have conversations with people who are more on the business side of music, artists, but also people who want to talk about the mental health part of dealing with all this, sudden fame,
Yeah.
sudden money, sudden like just winning lotto. A lot of people believe that if I win the lottery, I'm gonna become like this. I'll do this, and they just become drug addicts, or
Yeah,
they have family members trying to kill them.
yeah,
C'est compliqué.
and even when you know, sometimes you still repeat the same mistakes. So you know what I would no, man, it's a fact. It's like sometimes you're like you know not to do
Ben drôle, ben drôle, ben drôle, ben drôle.
la neurologie,
Prends
ça peut
ton
avoir
zéro.
intelligent d'entre nous. But this is where you get to understand that you cannot allow yourself to be giving into any of your but what if no. If you set your mind on doing something a certain way, that's it. There's no
Listen, I really do believe that the power of decision is important. Sometimes I say to myself, no, let me give some grace to, and nah. Then I go back myself to, rules are the rules. Like, you have to set rules for a lot of things. Every time they happen to you once or twice, then you set a rule. Rules that come from experience. For example, every time, and I say every time, I didn't get 50% before doing a show, there was a problem. So there's a rule. You want to book me? Have your 50% ready. I don't care if you have to sell some tickets. I don't care. It's not my problem. All I know is if you want this deal to be signed and the dates to be yours, is 50% in advance, and that's it. And I never deviate from that rule. Never. Because every time I did, there was a problem. People start, and sometimes it's hard because we don't like talking about money, or we don't listen. I learned to emotionally disconnect myself from speaking about money or putting people in front to talk for me. But rules, listen, the last time I didn't follow my rules, I ended up for 3 years with a psycho, and I know exactly when I fucked it up. It was after the first month when I was on the phone with Jack and I was telling him she's the most beautiful thing I ever seen, but she's a psycho. And I have to get out of here. And I knew exactly when I dropped the ball because I stayed there. So everything that happened, the 3 years after that, it's on me. It's on me.
You live and you learn, man.
You live and you learn. So listen, if my gut tell me something, or if I see something that I go against my rules and I feel my interior alarm ring, I don't care. I'm not interested in pursuing, or what if, maybe this is the exception that confirms the rule. I don't care. You're going to go be your exception somewhere else, not with me. And listen, in friendship, in love, in family, in music, in business, in crypto, it's the same thing. I apply these rules everywhere, all the time, because my mental health is more important than whatever. So listen, I tell my wife all the time, if I make 100 million in the Euro million, you will not know. For your own protection, things will change. I will tell you business is good. I will make sure that you are set for life, that you will receive a salary forever, the kids, but I will also make sure that you don't become crazy. And I will make sure I learn how to handle that money. I might even put my money on the side for some time and go take a course on how to handle large amount of money so that I can approach the things differently. Rules. Listen, I live by rules. It's important.
Papa, gotta love you, man. I got this close to give business.
I'm sorry that I forgot that you were a businessman now.
You gotta do what we gotta do, man. We work.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Time zones now. Mais oui, on cherche l'argent ou bien?
Oh, listen. As I was saying in my song Bounce Baby, make a lot of dough and smile, that's my mission. Delicious specialist, not a vandal. Try to play with me, teta un canal. So I've been saying it. Hi, brother.
Papa, on est ensemble. Shada gang pour les salutations les plus respectables. Hein? MQT is not in trend at the moment, but I will be back, and I will be back in a fashion in a way that you will see it was well worth it. But
give me the codes. I can make MQT as a guest host for until you're ready, like on Wednesdays or on Mondays.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Or you can listen. You could have a bunch of guests. Hey, we'll talk about it. Let's go do your business calls. Make us some money.
Bon. Ok, à tout à l'heure.
Peace. Hi, listen, I've been here for 2 hours instead of 1, so let me read at the last comments so that I can go. MJ saying rules are extremely important to give yourself a buffer from external factors. Very well said. I'd rather be labeled an asshole for sticking to your rules and protecting the integrity of your being. Yes, that is exactly true. Dale is saying mental health is top priority, not negotiable. Yes. We should do a show in French about that on your channel. I'm waiting for the invitation. Jujuzan, mental health is so important. Yes, completely. Salute. See ya. All right, my people. I'm gonna try to go outside, have dinner. It is 11:20. Let me see if my homie is still there or if I'm gonna have to order some Uber Eats. Let me see what this guy says. Jair da Silva. Jair. Let me see what he says. Then I can decide what I do. Oh, he's sleeping already. I feel like this guy's sleeping already. I still have time to go eat something at the shopping or just order in. I guess no JD love. It is what it is. Maybe he's gonna call me back. But listen, it was a pleasure having this conversation about mental health, and I really want to have more conversation about this. Everybody have a great week. The show is supported by your super chat. Urban Sweet Spot, that is very true. Everybody have a great week, and of course, thanks to our stream royalty, Black Free Thinker, with a donation of $5. Le plaisir était partagé, c'est ça même. I'm gonna have some guests in the coming weeks in French and English, so the show will be in the language of the guest. So, but I know everybody speaks everything here, so it's all good. Thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to everybody that have watched us. We had probably 300 people tonight in between Twitter, X, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So thank you so much for being there. I'm gonna leave you with the intro track. What is the name of that track? That is a track that I did on my newest album called Diaspora Deluxe, and it's a track called Something Real with Freddy That's Stupid. Shada gang, bless.
Another walk in the dream. Full of flowers and spleen. To the sounds of violence. We'll be making sweet love. You make me believe that this something is real. In my wildest dream, can this be something real? And if it's not real, I don't wanna wake up no more. Not real. missing